Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's go. Let's sway. Stay tuned. Woo!
Let's sway! We had to jump in after that exciting intro. Guys, I'm Dr. Kate. Welcome back to Amazon Live with Sway TV. Thank you for joining Mind, Body, Spirit with Dr. Kate. I'm here with my two phenomenal, wonderful, amazing colleagues, my chiropractic covenant in Los Angeles. Like we just, I can't even.
It's our tribe. It's the tribe. It's the chiropractic vibe.
And I'm also really grateful that they're here because they're both really busy. They have full-time clinical practices. They're adjusting people every day in Los Angeles and Hollywood and West Hollywood. Please join me with Dr. Marissa Bass and Dr. Iris Williams.
Hey.
And they brought their dogs. Yes, this is Rico and Reggie. So today we're going to be talking about the spine. We're going to be talking about spinal health. We're going to be talking about at-home products that you can get on Amazon to help you improve your spinal curve, your posture, get some, oxygen in the discs, blood flow. Also, a lot of the things people do wrong, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, but before we do that, I would like you guys to maybe just introduce yourself. Do you want to start, Iris? Dr. Iris?
Sure. I'm Dr. Iris of Hollywood, California. I love practicing with people. My practice is a direct vision of my lifestyle. And I just love chiropractic because it saved my life when I was 19 years old in a major way. And so now I get to help save other people's lives, and it's awesome. Thank you very much for
You're
watching.
the dog whisperer as well.
And I'm the dog whisperer, kind of, apparently. You guys can tell me at the end what you think. Mention in the comments below.
So good. I'm Dr. Marissa Bass. My practice is out of Los Angeles, California. And, I love what I do. I practice what I preach. Everything that I do, I bring to my patients. I want them to live full, meaningful lives with purpose, vision, conviction, wellness, and long, long lives that are just filled with just beauty and longevity. And that's what we bring to our patients. And hopefully you can bring some of that to you guys today. So we're really excited. I'm really, really excited to be here.
So speaking of bringing people here today, Dr. Iris, you're going to start with a prayer. You're going to open this with a prayer for us, right? Okay.
I would love to.
Do you guys want to join hands or you want to do prayer?
I'll join hands and
Let's join hands since we're here.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's
It's a
join
sisterhood.
hands. All right, go ahead, Dr.
All right,
Iris.
everyone, please close your eyes and let's just ground down together and thank the Lord, the creator and sustainer of all life and director of all of our dreams and our goals. Every new idea that we have comes from a creative source. And we thank that source for health, healing, peace as our essence, for our healthy families, our healthy world, and we love everyone, no matter any shape, color, size, religion, culture. We love you, and God bless you in this moment. Thank you. In the name of my older brother and way shower, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay.
you.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you, Amazon and Sway. All right. Well, let's get started.
Yeah.
I'm going to start by directing some questions to you, Dr. Bass. So I know your practice is Rico.
Sorry.
Should we introduce these dogs since they're
Yes, our co-host.
This is actually my dog here, Reggie Gold, named after a very famous chiropractor who's obsessed with Dr. Iris, and I think he wants to be her son.
I'm his auntie.
Yeah.
And this is Rico Sanchez, Rico with a K. I actually call him Rico Pico Train or Rico Suave. But he's very kind and gentle, and he's 7 years old, and his owner surrendered him to me so I can just spoil him for the rest of his life.
And now he gets to be on live TV.
Yeah.
So to let us know if you have any dogs that are also joining us from your home.
All right.
Do you want to talk about animal chiropractic a little bit? Do you want to show how to adjust a dog?
Well, I can actually if you hold Rico because he's so tiny and I do gentle adjustments with him.
Reggie can handle.
I think I can hold him.
So chiropractors can adjust anything with the spine. Depending on the different states that we live in, we might have some regulation. So in California, I'm not allowed to adjust without a veterinarian supervision, but I can just show you some gentle moves that help a dog. So we know that the dogs do like a yoga pose in the morning to stretch. So that should be a very comfortable movement for them. And Reggie really wants Rico, so let me just see if I can do this. So I'm just gonna start just a gentle, let the dogs know, hey, I love you, you're a good boy, I just wanna help you. And then I just grab on to the part of the bone that allows that movement and then let them go into yoga. If that yoga move is painful, he won't let me go into the position. And then that's where I would adjust by putting a gentle movement into the area, but Reggie looks pretty good.
He does have a mother chiropractor.
Yeah.
Do you adjust him?
A lot of palpation and massage.
So that's a dog adjustment.
Yeah.
That's Reggie. Thank you, Reggie.
Okay, there we
Hopefully
go. I
he'll
think
calm
that's what
down
he
and get
needs.
him Rico's butt.
Reggie, stay.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Iris.
My pleasure.
Dr. Bass, how do you and Dr. Iris know each other? Would you guys like to tell me the story?
I think we met at a personal injury party.
How come I
Not
don't
that
get
we're
invited?
celebrating.
how it was very
It's
random.
injuries.
And we were there, and our magic was not that night. I think the magic was between my husband and her.
Yeah, actually, I fell in
Yeah.
love with her husband. He's
Yeah.
like this amazing guy, and we got all nerdy on science and sound bath healing.
And then somehow she ended up in my office, and you haven't left.
Well, I
also have a
drove
laptop.
there.
Yes, she drove there. But yes, she comes in, we adjust each other every week. Well, all of us actually do. And ever since then, we've had this connection, and we stay around our chiropractors.
Yes.
The
I mean, on
vibes,
the
we love
weekends
vibes.
we
Yeah.
hang out. I hang out with Dr. Marissa and her whole family, her mom,
Yeah.
her baby, her
Yeah.
husband, her dogs. This is why they love me so much.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Bass, tell me how you got into chiropractic and your chiropractic sort of story of infancy to today. By the way, you guys have both been in practice for 15 years, right?
I've been 10.
10? Oh,
18.
18. Oh,
Yeah.
I did it. I was an average.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right,
sort of,
very
sort
good.
of.
Between
Okay.
the two of us.
Both of you going into your second decade or going into your second decade of adjusting. And that's especially, you're very young. You are also very young. You guys have
46 years old.
You guys
young.
have both been kind of like in it from early.
Yeah.
You knew you wanted to be chiropractors. Can you guys speak about that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've been adjusted. I was adjusted when I guess like a few days after I was born. My mom took me to see a chiropractor throughout my life. Any kind of sports injuries. If I get sick, that was always the first place we'd go. And then when I was in high school, I was dancing ballet a lot, and I thought I was going to go down that path. And I had some injuries along the way, and I realized, my body is not bouncing back as quickly as it would have when I was young. And I found chiropractic. I was going to the same chiropractor, but I really started to understand chiropractic in high school. And the chiropractor that was seeing me said, you should go to school. And I was 16, and it's a chiropractic school, and I was like, I'm going to be a dancer. I'm not doing that. And I ended up having this injury that basically showed me the power of chiropractic. So without a doubt, that was where I was going. I didn't really know, I didn't have a certain pull, but I was like, this is a really awesome profession. And I just did it. And here I am. I graduated when I was 26 years old, and I started my practice when I was 27.
Wow,
Yeah.
so young.
Yeah, it's been so amazing, and I feel so lucky to have had the opportunity to open it at that age, to know that was what I wanted to do, because now I've helped so many people, and I have hopefully a long life left to
A lot
help
more people to help.
Yeah.
And similar. Dr. Iris' story is similar too. It's sort of similar. Well, you knew from high school that you wanted to be a chiropractor, right?
Actually, not since high school,
Okay,
but I
tell
was
me.
super young. I was
Okay.
19 when I first went to the chiropractor. I had been living on my own for a little bit, and I was going to school full time during the week. And on the weekends, I would work waiting tables, and there was a time where my back just went out like bad. I couldn't get up for a couple weeks, and someone had told me to go to a chiropractor, and I'm like, what is a chiropractor? And second of all, I don't think I can afford that. And so he's like, well, let me call my chiropractor. So Dr. Kelly in Michigan, he saw me for the first time for $10, took x-rays, and he was the very first doctor to ever take x-rays and told me that I had broken my tailbone when I was like between the age of 10 and 12, which I remember when I did it. But anyway, long story short, going back into being 19 years old, my back pain, I went to the chiropractor, and almost immediately I felt better after my first adjustment. But what made me become a chiropractor was the fact that I was told when I was a teenager that I couldn't have a menstrual cycle because I was either too skinny or I needed birth control. And so neither one of those worked, like eating more or taking birth control. I still never had a period. And then 6 months after my first adjustment, I started having menstrual cycles. So the chiropractor was like, oh, that's chiropractic. And I'm like, what are you talking about? How could that be chiropractic? And so he showed me where my spine, where it should be straight, had a curve in it. And where the apex of the curve was in the spine was where there was the most pressure, or what we call in chiropractic interference between the brain and body communicating. And so those same nerves that went into my low back muscles also go into my reproductive organs. So since my back started feeling better, and then it was because I was getting the blood flow and the nerve flow into that area, also my organs started working. And I was like, what? Nobody ever told me this. And I was very happy, but at the same time kind of angry that I was never told that there was natural holistic methods to living a life with more potential. So I'm just very grateful to be a chiropractor, and dogs love me so much. I hope I don't look like I'm torturing the guy.
No, he's into it.
I'm just trying to get him to sit with me. Yes, I am very grateful. I love being able to help people. I love being people's first chiropractor, their second, third, last chiropractor, and I love our chiropractic community that we have in our community. We are not competitors. We all have our own art and way that we practice. So this is such a pleasure to be here with Dr. Bass and Dr. Kayte, talking about products with you that are available on Amazon today.
And we're going to get into all the spine products, but I just want to make sure you guys have a full understanding of like who these amazing women are. All right.
Thanks,
so,
Dr. Kayte.
So,
thank you.
And I know that you, okay, so we're trying to clear the spine of interference, right? And you were very young when that happened, but some people as they age, the disc space gets decreased. They have more arthritis in the spine from wear and tear, right? So we have ways that we can restore. Can you talk a little bit about what are some of the reasons why we need to restore the spine, and just kind of explain?
Sure. Yeah. We're supposed to be born with, these nice curves in our spine, and, birth is very traumatic. Growing up is tough. You're running, you're playing, you're learning about your body, you're falling, all these things happen. You get into accidents, traumas, and those curves, they change their shape in order to protect the spinal cord. It's your body's way of protecting. So what we do as chiropractors is restore those proper curves. We create springs so that as time goes on, you're not, let's see if you can see that right there, but when you have a nice curve, here's your head, here's your spine, and you got that bounce going. That's what we want. But what happens is over time we lose that. We got straightening out of the curve, and then we just compress and compress. Now that we've been home a lot more, sitting at our computers for long periods of time, this is what's happening. More and more of that. More and more people are coming in with more disc issues, more symptoms. The physiology changes when the spine is not, springing in at its maximum. So we restore those.
So what type of symptoms, if someone is having, I know the answer, but I'm just going to ask you. I'm like, I already know. But tell us, what type of symptoms would you expect a person to see? Like if they're on the computer a lot, they have forward head posture, and they're kind of cutting off like the nerve conduction from the cervical spine. Yeah. Can you guys talk about what the symptoms might be?
One of the biggest things that I think people come in and are very concerned about is that big hump that starts to grow. It's called a dowager hump, and that is spinal decay. That's what that looks like. So if you were to look at an x-ray, you'd see that that person was degenerating through their spine. So that's the first symptom to look for, and if you have that, you should definitely go see a chiropractor. But in terms of symptoms, take it away.
Yes, a lot of people that come to us that have the dowager's hump just think that it's a genetic condition. Mm-hmm. While genetic conditions do exist, a lot of things with our posture we find actually come through the lifestyle that we get from our parents and the parents before them. So we actually, in our office, outside of chiropractic adjustments, we pride ourselves on teaching people how to take better care of their spines through their own self-care at home. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And on top of our spiritual wisdom and knowledge.
But the symptoms, I think, are important to really look for in terms of, if you're starting to get chronic headaches and, numbness and weakness. Maybe you're not firing as well as you'd like to. That is all symptoms.
Energy is a major. So since I've been doing the spinal decompression machine at your office, which is this machine that with using weight, it pulls your neck. So it, that could be a big component for people.
Sure.
But one of the best side effects is energy. I feel a lot more vital. I feel like I'm getting systemic nerve conduction because you're thinking about the cerebellum, you're thinking about the brain. It's not just, it's the brainstem. It's not just the cervical spine.
Right.
It's really everything in the whole body is really happening in the neck, even though, right?
Yeah, posture is
Absolutely.
the biggest indicator of your health. So when you're broken down, there's stuff going on that's much bigger than what you think. And what we do is we adjust something called the vagus nerve. And so what happens is a lot of us are just in this constant fight or flight. Sorry, that's my train of thought.
Did that hit a nerve?
I think I'm in sympathetic. I'm in fight or flight right now. But no, we're in this constant fight or flight, and when we get that adjustment, we get into this parasympathetic, this rest, digest. Sometimes, our patients go home and just pass out drooling, and they're like, "That was the best sleep of my life." And so that's where the energetics play into this, and also just getting good night's rest. Sleep is very important, and when you're subluxated, when the flow to the brain is cut off, you're not going to get good rest. That's when all your healing is really taking place. You're not going to have that happening. So chiropractic is the full circle, the big enchilada. You know what I mean? It's really one of the most important things that you could do for yourself.
What do you guys say to people who say that, if you go to the chiropractor, then you have to always go, but you've heard that, I'm sure, right? I'd love to address that.
I mean, we hear it all the time. What I tell people is, it's a choice always. We're not pushy. We're not trying to just sell money or make money. We're what Dr. Bass and I do, and Dr. Kayte, we're very passionate about what we do because it's helped us in our life, and that's what made us want to be a chiropractor, because so many people in our life don't know what they can do naturally. Sometimes when you have pain, you only know of a couple things to do, and those things are usually to get rid of the pain by numbing the pain, or whether it's through an over-the-counter or a prescription drug, or you just push through it or ignore it. And pain is not the indicator of exactly how we take care of ourselves all the time, because we can be symptom-free and still have disease in our body. And so it's very important to have a chiropractor check your spine so that we make sure that your spine is in motion, it moves, the nerve impulses can move through you from above, down, inside out, allowing your optimal potential of energy to get to every tissue and organ. Dr. Bass mentioned the importance of our sleep because, our Creator meant for us to sleep a third of our life for a reason. When our body is still and relaxed, the brain's impulses can go through with ease to recuperate us and regenerate us for the next day. So everything in the past, over. Everything from this moment forward, new. And that's why we do what we do.
What about taking people that are taking Advil every day? That's normal.
No.
So I would prefer getting adjusted every day.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, so I had a mentor in chiropractic school who said, if you were in the NBA and you're injured, I would adjust you 5 times a day.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people do, right? So you can't really over adjust. But what about self-adjusting? How does that?
No bueno.
Tell me.
Well, you don't know where exactly you're adjusting, right? You're just kind of going for it. Mm-hmm. So you're creating a lot of hypermobility, and that's where that broken down posture, that Quasimodo look comes in, which is not cute. Okay?
Yes.
Let's not be quasi.
Also, with the self-adjusting.
Okay, mean girl.
I know. But no, I didn't mean it like that.
No one wants it. It's not healthy.
It's not healthy. No. First and foremost, it's not healthy. Second, it's not the cutest. And patients come in and they are really upset about that type of posture.
Well,
And
there's no such thing as a self-adjustment. I mean, I've been a weekly patient for 27 years now and a doctor for 18 years. And I'm a master at moving bones and healing people. And I am never going to be like, oh, here, let me crack my neck or adjust myself, because it's impossible. That motion, even with a master coming from yourself, it just goes into the weakest area or the most hypermobile or unstable area. And then it makes your restrictions or subluxations
tighter, right?
that we need to adjust tighter. So then I can tell, usually, I'm sure you can also, when you adjust someone for the first time and you just feel, it's not that the joint doesn't pop or crack or have that audible sound, it's that when you go in, there's like a swiftness and it will hit like a wall, it feels like. And I'm like, do you crack your neck? And then we have to explain this whole thing. So please, you guys, if you love yourself and you love your family, please, 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 don't adjust yourself, okay?
Just go get checked, A lot of chiropractors out there, are doing the right thing. Will take some x-rays, and really do a good assessment before they even touch you. And that's the way to...
So I'd love for you guys to tell me, when you look at a patient's x-rays, what are you looking for that tells you that they need chiropractic care and interventions with maybe some of these things? Can you tell me what you look for?
These are golden. Well, you look to see, is there a spring, right? So you want that nice C shape in the cervical curve especially, and also in your low back, your lumbar curve. And 95% of the time, we see no curve.
So it's like a straight neck
It's
instead of a
straight.
nice...
And any age person, starting from teenagers to
Little
being in your
kids.
40s, little kids lost their curves.
Yeah, especially now that, the Zoom and everything that's happening, people are sitting for long periods of time, little kids, and that's how they're starting. They're growing into what we call subluxations, those misalignments in that new structure, and we don't want them to grow like that. So we actually have different sizes for different, kids to the elderly.
Would this be like for a child?
This is for children and also elderly. So with the elderly, we see a lot more restriction in extension and no curve. And then this is actually for your lumbar.
Oh, this is for the low back. Great. That's why I'd say back. Actually, I've used this on my neck, and it was kind of cool over here. I was like, so this is a brand called Dinner Roll, which is kind of famous, used mostly in clinics. I did look on Amazon before the episode, and there are really similar devices. If you search for Dinner Roll, DENNERROLE.
Yeah.
All right, so this seems like a really simple technology, but yet it can make massive changes. So what would I do?
So you would just put it behind, and then how you fit it is you want to see that the neck is coming all the way back, and if your head touches the floor.
So I'm laying on my back.
You're laying on your back, yes.
On a yoga mat or a rug on the floor, that's really comfortable.
Like a hard
Not on your bed, but on a hard surface, and then you're going to test it out, and if your head touches the floor, then
in the back.
Means, in the back.
That's what I want?
You don't want that.
Oh, okay.
You want the bigger size.
You want to stretch.
Okay.
So,
And then what does it do? What happens? So you lay there for a little while, and then you keep the neck in the curve, and then what happens?
So the masters that created the Dinner Roll and CBP, right?
Yeah.
CBP, chiropractic biophysics.
Yeah.
It's a technique that has been around. I mean, I went to chiropractic school 20 years ago, and there were clubs and people. So I don't know how long they've been around, but they are the experts in spinal correction and have helped people with all types of things. So these are a couple of the tools that they use. So this would go on the lower spine. This goes on the neck like this. And what it does is when we lay on it, it encourages the curve. And the reason we want to do that is that curves have more integrity than a straight line in the spine, and so we want to build the integrity. And with the CBP guys, Dinner Roll guys, they say that you need at least 11 minutes at a time.
you want to build up. You don't want to just
we start
fly
with 3
on there
minutes.
because it'll be intense.
Yes.
But the whole concept is sort of like braces. So braces is like applying pressure to your teeth, and they move. So teeth are bones, and your spine just a bunch of bones. So the sustained pressure is what's going to recreate that curve.
Okay.
And so the longer you can do it, the better. The more frequent, the better. So if you're, at 15 minutes, amazing. Do that 3 times a day, especially now you're home.
I didn't know 15. I've been doing like
20.
5 and 5. Oh wow.
Oh, no.
I need to really amp
You
it
wanna do
up.
it.
We want to work up to 11 minutes at least each
Yeah.
time.
So if
So-
you guys are just joining us, hello and hello.
Hi.
It looks like we have some people in the chat. Hi, Erin from Ireland.
Hi,
Oh,
Erin.
how
Hello.
cool. Erin, do you guys have chiropractors in Ireland? Like, what's that? Tell us if you know. Hi, Diego. Thanks for watching.
Oh,
All right.
James Randazzo, I know you. That's my dad.
That's amazing.
This is my favorite thing about this Amazon platform is like everyone's like, tell your mom, I hope my mom is watching. She doesn't know how to use the chat, and I
that's
can't
what's happening with
troubleshoot
mine,
it
too.
from here, but one day. So great. Okay. We're talking about spine care, and we're 3 chiropractors, so we're here talking spine care. So we just talked about the dinner roll, which is a really cool device to create curves.
In
You
the
can do it at
spine.
home. This is something that you do in addition to chiropractic care,
Yep.
right? Like you're getting adjusted, but then can you guys talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, if you were to do just that on its own, you probably could build back about 14% of your curve.
Okay.
But you want to be with a chiropractor. You want that guidance. You want, your alignment to be correct so that your soft tissue and everything around that is, moving in the proper direction. So seeing a chiropractor in conjunction with doing your traction, muy importante. And also doing your warm-up.
Let's talk about this
is
thing.
very important.
This is my favorite
Oh,
thing
it's the
ever.
best.
I love
But
this,
and
yes.
I feel like you could do a lot of different things with it.
Oh yeah, you can go in all different directions. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna increase blood flow. And
wanna show us?
Yeah. Oh my
Okay,
God,
show us.
I'm obsessed. So we go a couple ways. So we can go into extension, and the bands have different tension, just kind of depending on the color. And that's just extension. Then you could do lateral flexion, just getting that movement and rotation.
Oh, I never do rotation. I didn't know that.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I love
Hey.
rotation. I learned that in your office the other day. I never did that one.
It's really important.
I feel like because I'm a chiro, like they didn't teach me.
I know,
They're like, oh, she
We're like,
knows.
you just don't
No,
do
actually,
anything.
you don't know. Because when I was in chiropractic school trying to fix my curve, this is something that happens to some people, and you guys, I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know if it's a rare niche thing, but if you have toxicity, or if you have toxicity, or you have fillings, or you have cavitations, or you have cervical drainage, anything that's interrupting the neck
Yeah.
area, and you start trying to do these things, you
Wow.
can't. You start moving, but things are releasing, and it's really hard. So
To
it
make you
becomes-
almost feel sick.
that you
Yeah.
become
Yes.
physically, like metabolically, systemically ill from moving the spine. So
Yeah.
not really in an adjustment way, but in a soft tissue sense.
Well,
So
motion is life, and what gets a lot of us to degenerate or feel like that we're getting less viable in our life is that we lose motion. And
Right.
so that's why chiropractors, it's not just the adjustment. About 30% of the care is us actually teaching and adjusting, but the rest of it is up to the person that we're teaching, because you got to make sure that you follow directions on how to sleep properly. We have sleep, work, play in the day. So we want to make sure that we're sleeping in a good posture, because if we can get ourselves to sleep with a proper pillow, posture, and mattress, that's a third of our life where we have more stress we can put somewhere else, like into work and creativity.
no, absolutely. My point is just that it's so great to be like in the point in your health journey where you can start to actually remodel the spine.
Yes.
And I think you have to be ready for that. But people know, and especially if you're an athlete, or you're someone that maybe you're a young athlete or an older athlete, either way, like you're like I feel like the kids today, like you're saying with tech, they have those disadvantages. So they're losing curve even very young. So even if they're healthy and they have healthy tissue, they need
Yes.
to work on the curve constantly. And just the modern lifestyle, driving, sitting,
Yeah.
computer, phone.
Wow.
And if you're older, you probably have arthritis, even
Yeah.
if you're healthy. So
And you're not moving a lot, So when
moving
you
a
are
lot.
moving, you have to have intention, and these are great tools.
Something that I do all the time is, I'm sure all of us here watching can relate to this. You can be anywhere, at the car wash, theater, any gas station, and you see people on their phone, and they bring their phone down to their face.
here, you can try with my phone.
And
show
they have
us. Okay.
really, like, this
Really
is
get in there.
not, this
There
is
it is.
not good looking.
So how should they?
This
hold
is
their
like
phone,
bad,
Dr.
okay?
Harris?
So we bring our phone to our face, and this is super comfortable. My arms are not tired.
Because you're getting a little scapular stabilization right there too. You're actually
Yes.
turning
That
on all the
posture.
17 muscles
Oh,
that attach to the scapula.
Dr.
So
Kayte,
you
she's
got-
going in.
So you have not like that. You have your scapula activated. You're not using your
Yeah.
chops to hold your arm up, are you?
Exactly. So
See,
our
I
head,
see no trap activation.
Yeah,
I
our
see all
head-
lower.
when our head's fully grown, our head's the size of a bowling ball. So if you can imagine holding a bowling ball with the 3 holes with your fingers, and just leaning your arm on a table and then just gently flexing your wrist forward. How heavy and burning is that going to be on your forearm? You know, so think about that. Our head is the size of a bowling ball and is sitting on a little 2-ounce bone balancing that head. When we have poor posture, we're just choking our nerve system, and our nerve system is what the communication is between our brain and body. And you know, the brain controls everything. What controls the brain? You know, think about it.
Well, like motion is fine. Is motion in the mind?
Wait.
Oh, okay.
So I'm holding my phone. I'm like this. So like this. It's okay.
That's
Beautiful.
fine. Yeah.
We should take a selfie.
You know, they do have those glasses where you could actually. Okay.
Okay, that was fun. Thanks, guys.
All right, we're back. Sorry.
Hi. My mom is watching. My mom's on the chat. Her name is Lila.
Hi, Lila. Oh, this is so special. This is the first time she's joined.
I've been, and my mom knows like both of you, like about you guys, because I've talked
I
about both of you a lot.
you.
Thank you for
We
watching.
love your daughter. She's
Thank
the
you.
best.
If you have any questions, Mom, I know you're always asking me chiropractic questions, and I fall short sometimes because I'm so into toxicokinetics. But these ask the questions because they will answer. And my
You
mom
can come to our office anytime.
she's
and
in
hang out
Florida,
with
but
us.
she'll come.
Yes.
She's gonna come sometime. Happy Mother's Day. Happy early
Oh my
Mother's
God,
Day.
happy Mother's Day, Lila. And to all the moms out there.
to all the moms.
Yeah.
Happy Mom's Day.
Dog moms, cat moms, all the moms.
Oh, wow. I read a great post today by Anne Lamont about Mother's Day, like the sham of it. It's great. Check it out on Instagram.
Sham on
She's
Mother's
just talking,
Day.
you know, it's just because it's a lot of pressure. You know, it's a lot of pressure, and like, you know, there's
It's this whole charade, this whole.
all right, guys. So what other products did we bring to talk about? What is this?
Oh, this is another award winner in our offices.
Yeah, I call this a rhino disc because of one of my coaches, Fred Schofield, but you call it a balance disc or a wobble.
disc.
So we do wobble exercises with this because we do wobble exercises in our office, and I think the wobble chairs are available on Amazon.
Those, I mean,
100%.
these are
Just
on
search
Amazon.
wobble chair.
Yeah, so if you search
just
wobble
wobble
chair
disc.
or
Wobble
wobble disc, this is, you know, just for, you know, a lesser expensive option compared to the other one. But so what we teach with this, Dr. Bass had mentioned about the spinal warm-ups that we do before our adjustments in our office. And so what this does is, like we talked about, you know, loss of motion is loss of life energy because life energy moves. And so if before the adjustments we can warm up by taking our spinal joints through different ranges of motion. I mean, can I
Absolutely. Do you want to sit on it and show us?
I mean,
Where do I? Like,
put it right here. Well, you can
preferably
show
if
us what
this
you
is-
do.
If this is on like a, if this was on a harder surface would be better, but
Did you have?
we just do some warm-ups. And so basically I'll just show you a couple. It's also a twerking exercise.
Do you want a little more of the earlier? No.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So basically, we're just gonna stretch and juice up our
do it
spine.
together.
So what we want to do is we want to just reach ourselves out of our chair, take a deep breath, and relax. And then I'm gonna go kind of quickly, just showing you what movements we do. So we're gonna do a twist where we twist from our rib cage, not our hips or our neck. And so I hold my arms up like this, and then we just use the chair to engage our core and get movement. So after that one, we're gonna do a stretch where it's kind of like in yoga, it's called cat-cow, right?
Okay.
So we go back, dropping our hip back as far as we can, exhale all the way, breathe in all the way. And then as we exhale, we go into extension. So we'll do that about 5 to 10 times or more, whatever you feel like. And so then we're gonna drop a hip to the side, and then we're gonna stretch from that side over, reaching up over our head, not just bending in half. Come back up, and then we're gonna go to the other side doing the same thing, just reach. Very good. So this is just an example. And then
feels so good
yeah.
in my side.
And then
and then we can do
Shakira.
yeah, we can do the circle. This is the twerking. This is probably, can we get some views, please, guys?
Yeah, we should get the view count up, guys. Like, do we need to, like, what do we need to do in a bikini?
So I'm also kind of doing the cat cow, because when I come back, I kind of make this stretch, and then when I come forward,
You want me to play some music?
yeah, I mean, it would be a brown chicken brown
let's
cow.
play a little. Let's play a chant, and we'll do it. We'll do it for a few minutes, and maybe everyone at home will join us.
Oh,
All
you
right,
guys
I'm
want to
gonna
join us? We're gonna do a chant.
Oh, we're chanting.
Should I
Okay,
do
we're gonna
Cardi-
chant.
spiritual or Cardi B?
Oh, not Cardi B.
No, not Cardi B.
Let's
maybe,
do Ramada.
You like that one?
Say
The healing.
sa-
All right, we'll do
Maybe
that.
it's not numb, Car.
Satnam.
Oh,
She's-
look at this! Look at you.
I
All
only
right,
listen to
all right.
mantras in my car.
I love
God.
mantras.
Okay, we'll play the healing. We'll play healing mantra. All right, ready? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, I don't know.
Do the one you just said. We're gonna do.
But
the
wait,
circle.
we're doing healing
Can you guys
mantra
have
as we
this too,
shake.
so I'm not the only one?
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Wait.
What are we?
I don't know what's happening.
All right, welcome to our exercise class, spinal warm-up.
So we're
to Shakira?
No, we're Rama. It's just
Rama.
All right,
and we'll hold
all right.
hands
So
together.
ready? We're doing the position.
Oh,
right?
got
We're
you.
going through the motions for everyone at home. So we're starting with this one. Iris, are you gonna
Go.
Yeah.
So remember, we're twisting from our rib cage. Okay, so just so you know, because we're laughing and I'm crying. There was a study about 10 years ago I heard about where they had leads to the brain that would show you activation points between praying and laughing. And when you pray and when you laugh, it stimulates the exact same areas of the brain. So this is why we're doing this.
Oh, there we go.
I hope you guys are doing this at home. It's really good.
It's really yummy.
Even if you
I'm
don't
very
have that
exhausted.
thing right
Okay.
there, you can move it.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's like the side stretch, like when you drop that hip, and then
I'm just gonna.
even if you don't have the wobble disc, you
Yeah.
can just do this exercise. It's so yummy.
Let's go to
While
the
you watch
left
us
way.
do our spiritual.
And then the circles.
Okay, I
out.
think that was.
This one is good. This is a good one to that mantra.
All right, I'm gonna keep going.
This is how we keep ourselves sane. This is what we do, actually. This actually moves a lot of energy
It's
out
really
of you.
active.
That you guys are absorbing a lot from your patients, from your community.
Yeah, so
Oh.
this is how the wobble disc works.
You guys, we have a really good question right now.
All right.
I want to address it.
Let's do a question. All right. That was beautiful. Thank you. We're closing that. All right. Let's address the question.
Okay.
An awesome product to wear to help your posture.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So do we have one to talk about?
Okay, so I really do struggle with this because there is one that I have in my office, but I know that there's many on Amazon, and I haven't tried them. But a lot of patients have tried them and they like them. Even if you just got some kind of strap that pulls you, so basically the strap will come around through here and pull you back.
You could kind of show it like with this.
Yeah,
to
so
show.
it kind of
So
comes
there's
like
things
that.
So if they search like posture strap, and they
Yeah.
sit and they look just like that.
Like
so what do
this.
you think of those? Do they work?
I think they're amazing. And I think what they do is they train your body to have better posture without you having to stand there like this all day. And so my patients who do that throughout their care, they look good. You know, that thing helps, you know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I
do you
really
wear it all
recommend-
day or like?
No, it's hard to do it all day. I think you have to like kind of build up to it. But in time, you'll be able to wear it for hours. Maybe in the beginning, 20, 30 minutes at a time, and then an hour.
And what about this like posture crown?
Oh, I
thing?
love this one.
Dr. Iris, do you want to
Yeah.
talk about this?
This is
No.
very good.
No.
No?
I mean, you look hot. Like you look like a queen.
You are
but I
queen.
don't use that.
The queen
and I
that
don't
she
know
is.
about it. I'm not sure what it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
this is great. I'm like a really big posture nerd. I'm obsessed. But look, Dr. Kate comes to my office and she's like, your
I'm doing
people
it.
have amazing
They do.
posture.
Yes.
When I covered her practice, like I was amazed at how open everyone's shoulders, but I don't see people like that.
Yeah,
You're
I
also
mean,
treating like
this-
celebrities.
Well, I don't know. Okay,
Beautiful
so
people.
don't tell
Well,
anybody.
I didn't say who.
I don't know how to use this one, but this
about
does
this.
the job. So a lot of times what my patients will
What
tell
is
me.
this called, by the way, if
Okay,
they wanna
this is
search
just
for
a
it?
head weight.
Head weight. Okay.
Head weight.
And can you explain like why we need a
Yeah.
head weight? Okay.
So basically, what you'll probably tell me is, I look in the mirror and I feel like I'm like that,
Like
or crooked, like I'm off
One shoulder's
balance.
up,
My
so-
shoulders like that. I'm turned that way. I'm just all over the place, hot mess. So whatever side you are shifting towards, so we call this a translation. We're gonna wear the head weight on that side to start to strengthen the muscles. So
And there's little weights inside of it, which might be heavy, so you don't have to use all of the weights, right? You can.
do I look? How do I look? I'm
You look
assuming it's
hot.
mommy,
Like I'm
right?
telling you. Like
That's my cutest look.
Can we get a hand clap for how
Okay,
hot
it's
she looks?
coming. It's coming. It's coming out. That's why. All right, there we go. You got your hair a little bit.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, so you want it to be tight. Now, you do want to be under a practitioner just to have them sort of navigate this with you, because it may be a little weird. So this was my problem, so I put it on the side that I'm shifted towards, and now it's going to start to bring me back. So that's kind of the
So we're
idea.
Oh, that's a
correcting.
great idea.
So you have weight pulling you one
Yeah.
way, and then your brain, because our brains have all these
right.
proprioceptive inputs, right, that are sensing. That's why when you're walking, you don't stub your toe, or maybe you do, and that there's something going. There's
Right.
a problem.
Right.
If you're walking into things.
So yeah, and the reason why this is important as well is just because every inch away that your head moves from the spine is about 10 extra pounds of weight on the spine. So it's going to break down that much faster. You're going to lose that flow, that connection, like Dr. Iris is saying. That life force is cut off, and you break down much faster. You age much more quickly. When you have a healthy, young spine, the aging is so much slower, and you just get to enjoy your life that much longer and do
Right.
all the things that you want to be doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
I love it.
amazing.
I love
It's
it.
so beautiful.
So, people, so this is almost like weight, because these are weights. These are like
Yeah.
half a pound. Like
Yes,
half
is
pound?
that? I think they're a
Quarter
pound.
pound?
No, maybe. Oh, that's about like
So you start with a
No,
lower
no.
weight
So
and
I
work
can
your
start
way
low.
up.
Or I can even put the weights on one side only if I want to.
Right.
I'm trying to do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you don't want to overcorrect, so you want to kind of monitor. If you're under the care of a chiropractor, they would help you with that. But if you're just doing it at home, you just want to make sure that if you're all the way over here, you don't want to push yourself the other way. So we need to find that balance.
Yeah, baby steps. What is it? Crawl, walk, then run.
Yes. That.
All right. What
And
do you have there, Dr.
is that available on Amazon also?
I think I bought this on Amazon, and I use it for limp, but I'll talk about it after you talk about this.
Okay.
Oh, your puppy.
Well, this may be a little challenging to tell what this is by the packaging.
But there's a lot of these over-the-door kind of like neck things on Amazon.
Yeah,
So how
so-
do people know what to?
So what we're talking about is cervical traction, and what that is that we want to create some space. So like if you have lack of motion or compression on the disc spaces in between the vertebrae, we want to open that up, create, like Dr. Bass said, like a spring or a bounce in there. And because 95% of the nutrients that go into our discs and our nerve system come from spinal motion, and we can have lack of mobility or we can have improper curvature and posture without having any symptoms. So that's why it's important to get checked by the chiropractor as soon as possible. But because like we said, you can be a child and have your curves wrong, but feel fine. So this contraption, it basically goes around to your head, under your chin, and then you lean back and down, and it helps to create the curve and create space. And we start 3 minutes with this also to start. And we would like to get to where we can do like 20 minutes a day. Sometimes Dr. Bass teaches to break it up. Even if you don't have 20 minutes at one time, you can do like 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. But this has been very helpful for me. I have a compression fracture at my C5 vertebrae. I was dropped on my head wrestling with a roommate 22 years ago. And now, because I'm 46, I have a little arthritis in that area. And Dr. Bass is my chiropractor. She's helping me with spinal decompression. And this is something that I have at home that helps me. And I've noticed just in the first 2 weeks of care, my first week I had too much pain because I overdid it, even though I know what I tell my patients to do. I was like, oh, I can do it, and pushed myself too hard. So I took a few days rest, and now I'm back on track. My symptoms are gone that I was having, and I feel very confident that with this and Dr. Bass and Dr. Kayte with her, the biochemistry stuff that she works on me with, the functional medicine, I feel very confident that I'm going to be getting better.
And this is Pettibon, and we actually use this in our office, and this is on Amazon.
This
We
is on
love them.
Amazon. Yeah,
We're
we love
obsessed
Pettibon.
with Pettibon.
We're obsessed
Yeah.
forever.
Yes.
And ever.
Love you, Pettibon.
All right. So here's another tool, you guys. What do you guys think about this?
I think
No judgments. I mean, you can judge.
I would use it on
think it's
myself at
great.
home.
Like one of
and-
these?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
All right. So,
So,
what would you use that for? Like
break scar tissue down? Yeah.
And what about this? What's going on in this lateral area that can be a hindrance to all your mobility? Can you talk about that?
Yeah.
I mean, the hip bone's connected
Yep.
to the knee bone,
Yeah.
like everything's
Right,
connected
right.
with
So
soft
they
tissue.
get super tight in these TFLs.
Yeah,
Well-
so the fascia, right? You have this fascia. It's like this buildup that gets tighter and tighter, and it pulls you out of alignment. And so what happens is, along with something like this, so if you're getting adjusted and you're using something like this, or if you're just using this will loosen that, and that will loosen the pull on your pelvis, on your knee. So if you have knee pain, this can help a lot. You can go inside, you can go on the outside, you can go on the back of the knee.
I love
so
it.
many ways to
So many ways.
Yeah,
What
I
if,
love
and
it.
like, what if you can also do just someone else, right?
Yeah.
You can do the
Yeah.
arms in the upper trap. Yeah, Iris loves it when I work on
Yeah, so
work on you too.
so the soft
There
tissue,
we go.
it gets thicker
Do you
and
want me to
thicker
help?
because of our repetitive stress. So
See, like you can just go through like this.
You can really do your whole body, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you do the whole
Rolling it
body.
out. Oh, yeah, the back of the
And
arm.
it moves a lot of flow, like the energy flows
probably just
around.
start with a little bit at a time, you know, because
Yeah.
we can do the whole body, but you know, it's going to detox the body. You know, our body heals from the inside out. So when we get stress off the body, we can detox, and sometimes detoxification might not feel so good, like you were talking about.
Absolutely. So you're going to
When you
want to
just-
drink a lot of water after you use something like this, or get adjusted, or move the fascia.
You know, and that's a good topic you
hydrate.
brought about the water and hydration. You know, most people don't know the amount of water we should drink in a day, and that's a huge thing. So not just 8 glasses a day. I mean, if you have a 100-pound person and a 300-pound person, and we're the same percentage of water, then doesn't it make sense that we would need different sized glasses? So what we teach is that you take your weight in pounds, you divide that in half, and then drink that many ounces of water. If you live in a dry climate, if you have nicotine or alcohol or caffeine, those are dehydrators, so you'll want to increase that water level by another 10%. So that's a good thing. So get out your bottles and your measurements and make sure you're getting enough water, and maybe weigh yourself.
Nice.
Cheers.
Is there anything that you put in your water? Like when you
Oh my
drink
gosh.
it? What do you put in it?
Well, Dr. Kate told me what to put in it. And I don't remember the label, but I will tell you
We
it's
have the
changed my life.
Remag by Dr.
the Remag,
which is a magnesium.
it's, I think all 3 have magnesium.
But
They're
the
all
Remag
different
is
types.
just magnesium. Right.
Okay.
So
So
is this available
and
on
then
Amazon?
I have
They're all on Amazon.
yeah. So
What
I have
company is
the that berry flavored.
Oh, so that's from Seeking Health by Dr. Ben Lynch. So that's mainly like a potassium, but it has other electrolytes.
Okay, and then I have one other liquid one.
The
you gave me.
KTO from Designs for
And
Health,
that-
also on Amazon.
That's activated.
Yeah, so that one is that it's like a lot of it has salts like seawater and it has potassium and it's like a great just replenisher. But the magnesium, the Remag, which Dr. Carolyn Dean had, and it's on Amazon. And that's where I get it. I don't even have wholesale on hers. It's so phenomenal. I've been putting in water every day for like a couple years, and it can take 2 years to replenish magnesium
I
stores.
was so
What does it
surprised
change?
by that.
Like, do you feel like symptoms?
Yeah,
go away,
absolutely.
or-
So like magnesium is doing a tremendous amount of reactions in the body, but you know, it's also something you're rapid fire using during stress or any motion or really any movement that you do. Breathing.
I've noticed a huge difference actually.
It's like, what is it? 99 problems and magnesium. Hey, what's that? That's a shout out to Sherveen, Symbiotica.
Hi,
She said that.
Yeah.
Sherveen, we miss you.
I do notice a huge difference though in my mental clarity and recall. I actually have a really hard time remembering names a lot, and since I've been taking it, I'm like, hey Joe, hey Bri, hey Steph. Like I'm like so proud of myself inside. I'm just like, oh my gosh, thanks Dr. Kate.
Yeah, so we have
it's
that
really good.
magnesium in the carousel. That's a product I talk about almost every
Okay,
week because
okay.
it's
Very good.
part of my daily life. All right, well, what else do you guys want to talk about?
I just want to say, I put Quinton hypertonic in my water. do you do
I
that?
love that. I've
Yeah?
done a lot of it from
Okay.
Quicksilver
Yeah.
Scientific. Yes,
It's very
yes.
good.
So it's similar to the KTO. It's a similar concept with seawater, but if you want to talk about it and what it
I mean, I
You
just
love
feel
it.
replenished.
Yeah, it
and
has a lot of those
yeah.
essential minerals that it's the trace minerals as well from the ocean.
Yeah.
And
It's a
even
really good product.
dehydration. Like when I go to Utah, my lips usually get super dry and I feel thirsty throughout the whole night. And since I've been taking the electrolytes, my lips didn't get chapped this time, and I felt super hydrated the whole
Awesome.
time.
I'm really glad
amazing.
you got on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the best.
Yeah,
I know.
well,
I love Dr. Kate.
we you know, yeah. So like there's reasons why certain people need more minerals than others, but we get really toxins. Toxins derange our mineral capabilities. So they make it very hard for us to keep like our mineral. A lot of people are like, "Oh, like you know, if the RDA for salt is this, and if you're getting plenty of that in your diet, okay, well, yeah, sure. But
Whatever.
if you're
What kind of
deranging
salt is it,
No, I'm
too?
just saying,
Yeah.
it's like a lot of like people, you know, outside of our holistic circles, it's easy to be like critical of overusing mineral supplementation or really overusing supplements in general, and pointing out that we do get quite a bit from the diet. And that's true. However, if you're deranging minerals or if you're depleted because you have a really high stress lifestyle and you maybe don't have the best GI function and you're not absorbing, and anyways,
Yeah.
you know,
And also look at our, the soil. It's
Right,
not
and
what
the
it
food you're
was.
eating.
Yeah, and the food you're eating. I mean, and you can always do your blood work. You take that. I mean, there's no harm in doing that and checking your levels and doing that consistently. I do mine when I'm really serious about it every 3 months, every 3 months for a while, and then I wait a little bit longer, but then I know what supplements I need, and I'm not wasting money.
Yes, right. Just guessing.
Yeah.
Thank you, James. James says he loves
Oh,
us,
that's so
Oh,
sweet.
James, we love you.
James, we love you.
Thanks for watching.
ladies. If you guys have any questions about chiropractic or any questions about anything specifically, let us know. We'll be here for a little while longer. I'm trying to decide what else I think we should tease out.
We have one more thing here that's along the lines of this little beauty.
All right.
These are my friends at the Intelli Rolls. I had these in the office for a while, but I've been off the foam rolling vibe. But I think it's great. I feel like this one is really cool. It was actually made by a chiropractor, so it's got different, like, I don't know, like angles that you can get into to work different parts of the body a little bit easier than just like a standard foam roller.
And making space for the areas that are tender when people do a normal foam roller.
Right.
Sometimes
your
they're
spine can even go there.
That's right. That's what it's for.
yeah, the spine goes
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then you get some
there.
freebies.
that's what we're talking about. So you
Some
don't have
puffs.
the tenderness over the spinal bones.
Wow, awesome.
That's a really clever design. Of course, a chiropractor came up with it.
Yeah.
They're the best.
And I think they have a pink and a blue, and one is a
Maybe
little bit
black?
harder than the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. One for
That's pretty cool.
girls, one for boys, or one for everybody, depending
Yeah.
on how you identify.
So I'd like to shift gears for a minute. Since we've like really gone over all the spinal tools and we have time, we have a little bit of time, we can go and, you know, you guys are both two really strong women. You've both been mentors to me in different ways. Iris through like health and like business, really both of you through business. I'm so inspired by both of you. You're not just healers, you're like amazing business women. And I think that's important
sweet.
because people who are in chiropractic school are starting any type of like medical field and like maybe they don't know how to run a business. So anyways, the last year has been really interesting. We're not going to get political, but I want to know, and this is the question for both of you.
Yeah.
Like during challenging times, like what do you use to anchor yourself to like keep pushing forward and keep, you know, just like remembering who you are amidst like a hard challenge? And
Yeah.
I'd like, who wants to go first?
I don't know. I guess I can go first. Or, yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. You know, when the mask mandates were put on us, I felt kind of silly. Like I felt like I couldn't connect with people, and I was a little, you know, just in a different place. And I was kind of scared about the future, like a lot of us, and didn't really know my place. So what I do when I'm in like a very stressful time is I'll do something called grounding down, and I ground my energy. So to ground my energy, I have my feet barefoot in the grass. And if you don't have grass, if you have sand or even dirt, or just go outside with your bare feet and just do some deep breathing and connect with the air, the blowing around, keeping positive mental attitude through our words and affirmation. You know, a lot of times our subconscious minds, it just goes into a negative tailspin when we don't feel well, and it was kind of scary for all of us. We didn't know what was going to happen.
Or just in
But-
any scary, not
Any
necessarily
scary.
talking about what.
Okay,
you said.
well, just because last year was probably the scariest thing for all
I
of
know,
us.
we're
I'm not
just
being
trying not to
political.
talk about
I'm
it.
just saying, like, I just, it was scary, and that as a chiropractor and as a healer and working with people that are very creative in this world, I just share what I do, you know, and so what I do is I ground down, I breathe, I pay attention to how I feel. I might not necessarily know what the thoughts are that are creating those feelings, but it's impossible to feel good if I'm thinking negatively, just like it's impossible
Positive.
make it on my own words. It's impossible to feel good if we're thinking negatively or vice versa. So if I know I'm not feeling well, it doesn't really matter what I'm thinking about. It doesn't really matter what's in my mind or what's going around. I just ground down and I make myself smile. Like, and if I just forcibly make myself smile, like within 10 seconds, I start to feel happy. You know, it's just impossible to not feel good. So that's something.
I
Thank
love
you.
that. Thank you for sharing that, Iris.
My
Okay.
pleasure. Thank you, Dr. Kate.
And then you dye your hair pink, and then you're
That's right.
like rose colored
Forever
glasses.
happy.
No, this is my natural color. Don't tell anybody.
Right.
All right,
That's what I
so,
meant. I mean, it's just starts growing. It starts growing out of your head pink. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Bass,
for
tell
me, you know, I really stick very close to my rituals. So whenever I'm taking care of myself, you know, taking the right supplements, working out, you know, journaling, I feel very grounded and I feel like I'm really showing up for myself. And just whenever I feel like I've kind of come off track or if things around me are a little chaotic, you know, I practice these things so that when there is chaos, because it will always be there, right? That when you're faced with it, you're able to handle it. And I teach my girls in my office that, you know, it's together we strengthen. The people that we keep by us is in the same circle
Community.
of you know what I mean? Like that same, they have practices and they have their people that they keep close that are similar. And that's really what it's about, is keeping close to those people that, you know, what is it? They like have the same values. They practice the same types of things as you do in many ways, right?
So feeling reinforced by a community
Yes.
that's similar.
Yes.
That helped you during
Oh my
hard
God.
times. Okay.
Always. And, you know, and maybe it's one person or two people, or maybe it's 20 people, you know, but also being good, just being with yourself is very important. And when you are having a hard time, you do feel alone, you do feel afraid, and you do feel like you don't have anybody, but as, you know, those people are there. You know what I mean? And I feel like you have to access them.
I feel like both of you have created amazing communities like at your office, and I think like for me, going to your office and both of your, you know that whenever I'm having a bad day, I'm like, I'm going to your office. I need to see you.
With all the crystal power that's
Sometimes
going
I
on.
just go sit. Yeah, usually she's busy
Yeah.
because it's different than your office. Your office has a lot more like self-use. Like I can go around and do the
Whatever you
circuit.
need.
It's like a circuit. And in your office, it's more like the attention of you
Yeah.
or like your other practitioners, right? Like when people are doing certain things, I like to go in the meditation room in your office.
Yeah.
Anyways,
really
there's a
nice.
great community, and I think it's so wonderful that you guys have created that in Los Angeles, which is a city that's faced a lot of challenges. So
Yeah.
thank you.
And we do have a
very
really
distracted.
big community of chiropractors that we all support each other and love each other. And we're like the
We call
three
on each other.
here now, but like, you know,
There's
you
so
guys are
many.
my girls. You know, like when we go through hard times, I'm gonna call you guys. I'm not gonna.
But I think the biggest thing is just you have to push forward, because it always ends up being okay.
Yes.
You know, and dwelling on that moment, you know, you're not staying grounded. You just got to keep focused and on your path, you know, and I think when you do that, all that other noise, this is noise.
Yeah, and having
know?
that support group, you know, just having some people that you can know that will listen to you, or you can be heard,
Yeah.
you know.
What if someone doesn't have anyone?
Well,
What would you tell them?
I mean, I can recommend some good books to
Yes,
help create
yes.
your
Tell
own
us, 'cause they're probably on
community.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Tell us.
actually.
Yeah, tell us.
Okay.
Oh my God, I should have brought my
So-
book.
No, we have them all on Amazon.com. You can just search for the book.
Yes.
So let's go. We're
Okay.
gonna do book review.
So
Ready?
my number one all-time favorite book, which I listen to actually on Audible all the time, over and over and over again, is The Wisdom and Teachings of Florence Scovel Shinn. She was this artist that lived in New York in the early 1900s, and there's 4 books, and it's all about just mental focus, feeling supported and loved by the universe, knowing how to use your words properly to build the world that you want. Like, because once we find that we're in a place where things don't look the way that we want it to look, or that they're not how we want it to be, we have the choice, like in that moment, to change that and to create something more what we want. But it's on us.
Yeah.
No one else. Like sometimes we want someone to take us by the hand and be like, "Oh, Dr. Iris, I'll take you to serenity," but like that's not gonna happen. Okay, so just buck
need
up,
your teachers.
get on it, and there are
Don't be a victim.
Yeah.
yeah, and if you do feel like a victim and you feel you're in a really difficult or hard place, there are communities and people that will help you. I know Miss Utah, the current Miss Utah, and Rachel. She's amazing, and she's an advocate for people in the LGBTQ plus community and struggling with, you know, suicide and hard times. She's an amazing person that I would refer people to, and there's other resources out there if you look for them and just have the, you know, just feel brave enough to ask for help, or to ask God, or, you know, whoever you follow as your creator or your source of
Meditate.
energy, meditation. You know, when
Journal.
we meditate, we listen to God. When we pray, we speak to God. When we journal, we could write. You know, we don't know who's writing that.
You got to get it out.
Just get
Maybe
it
it's
out.
also exercising. You know?
Exercising.
exercise.
Yeah, change
Yeah.
your state.
Yep.
Yeah. And then good food, you know, putting the nutrients into our body.
Clearing toxicity.
Yes. You know, when we eat junk food, we actually crave the junk. But when we put the good stuff in, we start to crave the good stuff. So something I suggest for people is to just start taking some superfood supplements that are highly antioxidant, you know, highly alkalizing to the blood system. just to start putting nutrients in, and then that way you don't have to worry about just taking things away that your soul feels like, oh, I can't live without it. You know, just start adding good stuff in, and then you start to crave the good stuff, and then you want the bad stuff less.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, do we have time for one more question? I know you guys have to go. Can we do one more question?
Sure.
All right.
down.
Yeah.
All right. I don't even know how long we've been going for, but we just at Sway, we just
so fun.
keep swaying along like the waves, and then we just sway and sway with the
We love to
day.
sway
We
on
just
Sway
let's
TV.
sway, yeah, sway. If you're just joining us on Amazon, thank you for joining us. I'm Dr. Kate. This is Dr. Iris. This is Dr. Bass. And I know maybe we should say Dr. Marissa. I don't know. We're using different.
Bass. I like the
You like
Bass.
I like
Bass?
Dr.
Yeah.
Bass. It's like drop that bass.
Yeah. That's what she does.
You know what? My
every day.
parents call me Dr. Bass. Dr. Bass. I just let him do it.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Halo.
Oh, that's really cute.
I love that.
Yeah.
Where can people find you guys online so they want to find you?
Instagram.
What is your
website.
What are your handles?
So I'm Chiropractic Rocks, ROCKS.com, and at Dr. Oh, actually, no, I'm
Okay,
at
Halo.
Halo Chiropractic. And Dr. Iris Rocks is also an IG that I haven't used in a while, but I'll get on it if you make me popular. I'll
She
get
also
on
has
it.
IGs for like all her animals, including like the dog feeder, hers, the dogs. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What is
I'll
your
just-
Instagram, Dr. Bass?
Bass or bass, whatever you, or like a fish, Bass Chiropractic. And then we have a website, basschiropractic.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, I have some like personal questions I want to ask. So it's about like female entrepreneurship. So I'm wondering, you guys are both like the owners of your own businesses. They both worked really hard and built these like amazing clinics. And I want to know about sexism as like women in business that are also not just women, but you're powerful doctors, right? And I know that like when you interact with people professionally or even, you know, just in walking around, that's in your aura, and sometimes people respond to that in not great ways, right? It feels like a challenge, and I want to know how you've handled those experiences, and if you can give any advice to like young women who want to be bosses.
I mean, there's a lot of challenges. You know, you mentioned the sexism part. I remember being in grad school and just feeling not included in some of the jokes between the male professors and the male students, and just being treated differently because I'm a woman. I remember going to chiropractic seminars and being in groups of male colleagues where I didn't feel like I was being heard the way that I was hearing them, and disrespected. But you know what? I've been a girl my whole life, and that's like happened so much. So I actually find power in that, and I love that I'm 110 pounds and I can go and just I can be the master of my life, my world. I get to do what I love every single day. I congratulate everyone after every adjustment and say, congratulations, the power's on, go into the world and be awesome. So no matter what it is, you know, I mean, we all have challenges, and I had, you know, a lot of challenges growing up that, you know, other people that I meet that had similar things are, you know, not as bad or worse, where they just allowed those things to become a cycle in their life and a belief system. And for whatever reason, I think it was probably my mom. You know, she worked really hard when I was growing up, and she taught me hard work and that I could do anything. She always told me I could do anything. So I love my mom. I love my life. I love my ancestors. I just want all young women to know that it doesn't matter how someone sees you. It's most important on how you see yourself. And when I get ready in the morning, I have a baby picture of myself where I was 2.5 years old, and I do that so that I can make sure that my thoughts in the morning when I'm getting ready for my day are positive, because who's going to talk bad to a baby? Who's going to tell a baby, oh, you look ugly, you look old, oh, you're not doing good enough, oh, you suck, like, you're horrible. Who's ever going to say that to a little baby? Like, you see a baby picture and you just want to hug that baby and love that baby. So that's my thing that I do in order to embrace that little girl that is still me, that came into this world as a little sponge and adventurous. And hey, if I want to climb that shelf, I'm going to climb that shelf. I don't care if it falls on me and kills me. I'm just going to go for it. So I like tapping into that energy. That energy is my essence, and it comes from God. It comes from our Creator, and I just want to be in alignment with that as much as possible. And that's what chiropractic does for me also.
Wow, amen, amen.
Beautiful.
That was wonderful.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Is it?
We'll just take it.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I have to say that I feel like it was the women that were after me more.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, that's totally fair. Speak to
Right?
that for sure.
I always felt as a chiropractor that, the females were powerhouses in chiropractic. A woman's touch, the intuition, so different, And I've had, instances where, other chiropractors and, trainings and things like that actually were trying to like bring me down. And I'm like, what's happening here? We're chiropractic sisters, not, and they're older than me. I was always very young. I started my practice very, very young. So I always kind of felt like I wasn't there yet. And I never felt really lifted. I just sort of felt like more pushed down. They tried. And it actually gave me more strength because that's how I roll. But yeah, I just felt like, you know what, I want to help people, and I knew my purpose and my vision, and I never let anybody in my way. And that's just my personality.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you feel almost like the adversity was what catalyzed your potential?
Totally. I just knew, like, we just dominate. You just dominate. There's going to be a lot of, there's a lot of lawyers, there's a lot of doctors, there's a lot of people doing the same thing, but it's not the same thing, and you're just going to dominate what you do. You don't compete. You just dominate. And so I always kept that in my mind. I don't know. I just, it's just like, it's in my head. I'm always like that. I see things and I just like, whatever, but I hope some people out there connect to that.
I think
I'm sure.
It's amazing. And what I'm hearing from both of you, like you're talking about nurturing, like your inner child and elevating her and like caring for her and
because she wasn't always cared for properly. Even though I had the best mom ever.
Right. And you're talking about like dominating and like using adversity to push you forward and not competing and basically forging your own path.
Right.
And these are both like so valid and different, but so amazing, right?
Yeah, and I just, you never should wish, what someone else has for yourself, because you really don't know what's going on with them.
Right.
And I learned that very early on in my life, because I had that like kind of go by my mind, and I was like, I can't think like that. And it was, that person ended up having a really bad situation. I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad.
Someone that you thought you coveted their success?
Yeah, a mentor of mine. I was like, wow. And just a few weeks after I felt that way, he told everyone that he was like very ill, and he died a year later. And so it kind of taught me just like I have everything I need. I don't need, you know what I mean? I don't need to be like those people.
Yeah.
I can look to people and they can inspire me, and I can have my mentors, but never go there. That's not coming from gratitude.
Yes.
And
Right.
that's
Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think that's the thing, is gratitude.
Gratitude. All right. Well, I'm really grateful for
Yes,
both of you.
me
Like
too.
tremendously.
Thank you so much
but
for
like
having
the
us.
covenant, I'm seriously so grateful for you guys. I have a lot of women I went to school with. We've all gone different ways, but I have you both here, and it means a lot to me. And we're gonna go on a mission trip, right?
Oh yeah, we're doing
Yes,
this.
Okay.
absolutely.
The three of us. Wait.
How do we do that?
Yay! All right, I
he's being
think this
called.
is a good time to wrap Sway TV. Thank you so much. If you want to check the replay, please. Thank you.
Thanks, Mommy. I love you.
That's so sweet.
I'll be back next week. I have another phenomenal physician who's going to be coming talking about her new book on Amazon, and I'm so grateful for everyone watching.
Yeah.
Thank you, Instagram, if that is still going.
Yeah, thank you.
and to
You
all
guys,
of
thank you for watching this and being here with us.
Thank you, dog.
Hopefully we meet some of these people.
I hope so. Come on in, you
come
guys.
hang out.
Reach out.
Sway with us.
All right. This has been another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit. I'm Dr. Kayte, Dr. Iris, Dr. Bass. Don't forget, let's sway.
We're gonna sway.
Make sure you guys follow Sway TV. Follow Sway right here. Ooh, it's this way, sorry. Corey says, thank you, Sway TV. Shakira says, thank you, Sway. Yes, guys, it is so much fun. We love Sway TV.
Talk to all your friends and your family. Let them know about Sway TV.
Enjoy the rest of your day. You can have a Tambay party.
Thank you, Sway TV.
Amazon Live! Woo!
such a great time with all of you.
Shop attainment all the time. We in the house, we having fun, we doing the thing, we swaying. So much fun hanging out with me on Sway TV, on Amazon Lives.
2 thumbs up. Woo!
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's go, let's sway, stay